Royal purple, non-toxic, non-edible. Non-toxic does not mean edible. Dust, petal dust. So once I put these on these flowers, tell them to take them off and don't eat them. Because basically this stuff is just shaved chalk.
Yum.
Yeah.
And that's
See
your
how I did that?
little spatula?
Little spatula underneath so that I can lift this out. I'll let you see both sides. See?
Nice.
Isn't that fun?
Very cool.
So this is called dry brushing.
Yeah, that adds a lot of character to it.
It does. Now you can do a little bit, you can do a lot. Going against the grain along the edges, see what I'm doing? I'm not going into it this way. If I wanted to jam a lot of color in there, I'd go into it, but I want to go along the edges, so I'm going against.
What do you mean against?
Against the edges,
Okay.
this way. See, that one's loose.
It's like a loose tooth.
Loose tooth. So careful your loose toothies.
Loose petals.
See how it's picking up more on the edges right here than anywhere else? We're not trying to flood color, we're just trying to accent. And I am dusting off onto the paper towel. There it goes. Look how those tips just bust out.
Mary Jane says the back side of the flower looks like origami.
Yeah.
It really does. That's great. Yeah.
Personality, we call it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
Personality, and as my teacher Diane Grunberg calls it, movement.
McKinleyville, California.
So, we can set this on the cake, and even if the petal comes off, that's okay, because in nature, that happens. Push it down. Okay.
Excellent. Okay, let's talk about, because that looks really pretty. It really looks great. I know it's
Thank you.
kind of tough to see on video because of the white. White is a very difficult color to videotape. I mean, to record, but it looks terrific. I mean, it's very colorful. It just looks, it's gorgeous.
When we add some green, it really makes it pop. It's amazing how green makes a big difference. Okay.
Sure.
A corner. When you are doing a corner on a cake, we're going to mess this one up, just so you can see. You want to know, how do you get that corner?
How do you get the cake to come out? Because your cake is squared, and most, if I just look up like any kind of sheet cake online somewhere, if it's, generally speaking, if it's just a homemaker that doesn't do cake decorating, there's like this crown or hump on the top of the cake. How do you get yours straight across flat? The edges are flat, the top is a flat surface. How does that happen?
Okay, this is a box mix, and this is a 8 by 12 inch pan, a rectangle pan. This is 1.5 recipes of box mix mess. You
So
understand?
like one and a half times as much batter.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fill the pan up 2/3 so that when you can use the perfection strips around your pan. I've never done that. I like the hump. My family likes the cake crowns, as we call them. I call them cake leftovers.
Yeah.
So
I call them breakfast.
he calls them
So
breakfast.
there you go.
My friends say they get the goods. So fill the cake as high as you can, knowing your recipe, how well it works and bakes for you. And then when the cake cools, you take your serrated knife and go across the top of the pan, cut the crown off, cut out your sides, and then take and flip it over on your pan, and that's what gives you the square cake itself. Now, getting a square cake with the frosting, you're gonna go, okay, what does she do? All right.
So you could use like the perfection or whatever you're calling it, the strips and all that. You could use
Go
like a
around
cake.
the pan.
Like a cake. You could also use a cake leveler across the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cake leveler, serrated knife. You use the top of the pan, put your knife down totally on the top of the pan, and go across.
So the whole secret basically is use more batter than just one cake mixing thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, use more batter, have it raise up, and then cut off the top.
Exactly.
Pretty simple secret, but it makes all the difference if you want a flat top.
When I first did my first wedding cake, I thought, oh, I'm going to make a cake for 100 people. And then I saw that cake. I didn't fill the pans clear up to the top.
Oops.
It was says fill the pans half full. Well, that doesn't bring the batter up the sides where you need it. You need more batter to get it up to the top of the sides, which means you're going to have a crown on the top raised up. So it's a learning curve on how much. Plus, the companies have lowered how much batter
That's right.
mix is in a box of a cake mix now, so you've got to play with it. This one actually might take 2 recipes of your box mix to play with. It depends on which one you use, okay? So know which one will work, and you can always make cupcakes if you mix up 2. If you don't want to split them in half, mix up the full 2 batches, pour it in your pan, whip out some cupcakes at the same time. Enjoy those too with leftover frosting.
So basically you're saying fill the pans 2/3 full, not a half
2/3
full.
full, not half.
Got it.
That's the only way. You got to worry about your sides, not your top. Okay?